أهلا بيك في كورس القواعد المتقدمة على تطبيق امريكان انجلش. الشرح في الكورس ده في غالبيته إنجليزي وبيعتمد على إنك درست القواعد بتاعة المستوى الأول وقواعد المستوى الثاني على امريكان انجلش. لو ما تأسستش معانا في القواعد في المستوى الأول والثاني، الكلام النهاردة بالنسبة لك قد يبدو برتغالي، ولكن لو جاي معانا بالترتيب فأنت أكيد حبيت القواعد وشايفها سهلة، ولذلك أهلا بيك ويلا بقى نتكلم إنجليزي. خليك معايا. Hello again and welcome to the first lesson of the Advanced Grammar course. This course is divided into sections and this is the first one. In this section of the course, we're going to discuss the basic sentence type. The basic subject-verb-object structure of simple affirmative sentences should be well known at this level. We have already studied them at level 2. However, I will revise the rules for the formation of questions, negatives, and exclamations briefly in this section and then introduce some more advanced points. Let's now revise the basics of questions. First thing to discuss is the word order. The grammar room. In most questions, we put an auxiliary verb before the subject, not the whole verb, even with long subjects. قصده يعني يقولك إنه في معظم الأحيان بنضع الفعل المساعد قبل الفاعل. خد بالك إنه مش قبل الفعل كاملا، حتى لو الفاعل كان طويل أو أكتر من كلمة برضه بنحط الفعل المساعد قبل الفاعل. Wanna see some examples? Annie and the rest of the family are coming tomorrow. To form a question, we should say, Are Annie and the rest of the family coming tomorrow? Not, Are coming Annie and the rest of the family tomorrow. The subject of the sentence is Annie and the rest of the family. The auxiliary verb are must come before the long subject. Another example. All the team can be here at 10 o'clock. To form a question, we should say, Can all the team be here at 10 o'clock? Not, Can be all the team here at 10 o'clock. Why? Because where's the subject? The subject is all the team, so the auxiliary verb can must come before it. If there is no other auxiliary verb, we use the verb to do plus infinitive without to. بيقولك يعني لو مفيش فعل مساعد تاني بنحط do أو does مع المصدر بدون استخدام to. Example: Hyperactive means abnormally active. Now, to form a question about this sentence, we look at it and find out that there are no other auxiliary verbs. Alright, we should use the verb to do plus infinitive. The question should be, what does hyperactive mean? Not what means hyperactive. Note that the verb to do may come twice in questions, once as an auxiliary and once as a main verb. Example: My brother is a director. To form a question here, we will say, What does your brother do? When who and what are subjects, we normally make questions without the verb to do. بيقولك يعني لو كلمة what أو كلمة who جم فاعل في الجملة بنعمل السؤال من غير استخدام do. Let's compare this. On the left side here, the words will come as subjects, but on the right side, they will come as objects. خليك فاكر انهم لو جم فاعل مش هنستخدم do. طب لو جم مفعول اذا هنستخدم do. ما تنساش دي واكتبها عندك. Who said that? Lucy said that. Not who did say that. Why? The word who here is a subject. Who did you invite? I invited Oliver. It looks like we used did, which is a verb to do. But why? Because the word who here came as an object. How did we know it was an object? Well, let's look at the answer. I invited Oliver. I'm asking about Oliver. Oliver is the object, so the word who here is referring to an object. That's why we should use the verb to do. What happened? Something strange happened. Not what did happen. Again, look at the answer. We're asking about something strange that happened. We're asking about the subject that did the action. But compare that to this. What did he say? He said something strange. We're asking about the strange thing that he said. We're not asking about who did the action. We're asking about the action itself, the object. So we used did. The same thing happens when the subject begins with question words like which, what, whose, what sort of, how much, how many. يعني نفس القصة بقى ونفس الاستخدام لو الفاعل بيبدأ بأداة استفهام زي which, what, whose, what sort of, how much, how many. يعني لو الحاجات دي فاعل مش هنستخدم do. طب لو مفعول يبقى هنستخدم do. Let's take some examples. Which team won? Not which team did win. What country won the last World Cup? Not what country did win the last World Cup. And for the same reason we will say, how many students live here? Not how many students do live here. Whose dog dug up my flowers? Not whose dog did dig up my flowers. However, do can be used with question word subjects for special emphasis. يعني بالرغم من اللي قلناه ده لو عاوز مبالغة أو تعظيم ابقى حط verb to do عادي جدا مع الأفعال اللي بادئة بكلمات استفهامية. Sarah didn't get the job. Really? So who did get it? Here we want to add some special emphasis. That's why we used did even when the subject is the question word who. If you're following up, let me test your understanding real quick. The grammar police. Correct the mistakes, if any, in the following sentences. Note that not all sentences have mistakes. Some of them may be correct. It's up to you to judge. Why she is crying? Wrong. We should say, why is she crying? What must I do now? Correct. Who does live next door? Wrong. We should say, who lives next door? Which car costs more? Correct. What sort of music she likes? Wrong. We should say, what sort of music does she like? Next question. Mark loves Emma. Make a question about Mark. The answer? Who loves Emma? Ask about Emma. The answer? Who does Mark love? Next, Oliver lost his credit card. Ask about Oliver. Who lost his credit card? Ask about the credit card. What did Oliver lose? Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the first lesson. If you have any feedback, please do not hesitate to leave them in the comments. Till I catch you again, have a bucket load of fun and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.